I turned my mic off so that I wouldn't be talking over the music. I'm sorry. Good morning. It's Boogie with the Boom, Monday Morning Caffeine. We're live on the Dave Logan profile here on Facebook. We are live on the Boogie with the Boom YouTube channel. We'll get some shares on Facebook out momentarily, and we will get some shares out from the YouTube channel accordingly as well. If you want to join us this morning, it's an open discussions broadcast. We'll allow News Director Randy Rose to do what he does best. Also, Michael Anthony may join us a little later in the broadcast and give us some more information that you need to know about. Other than that, Dr. Rose, what's new and exciting this morning?
What's new and exciting? This is going to sound gross, but a lesson to learn. I got my test results back from Cologuard saying that it was abnormal,
Abnormal.
which means that there's something going on that you have to go and get further tested on, right? So I was thinking about it, and the insurance company sent out the kit automatically every year. So the first one that came, I just kind of ignored it because, didn't like the idea of having to go through that process. So it went long enough that, I guess the medication that's inside the box expired. So I tossed it, right? And then a second one came in the mail. That one was for my wife. So I thought, what the hell? I just use that one, right? But then I kind of thought about it today, and I Googled it, and it says that if you use a Cologuard test that was designed for somebody else, you will get a false positive because they're not looking for the same things that in your stool that they would for someone else. So I guess a woman's stool is different from a man's stool. So I'll have to get a hold of my doctor and have them send me out a new test in my name. So, folks, if you have a spouse or a better half and you get Cologuard tests, make sure you use one in your name and not the other person's name to get a true reading. So I'll go through that again.
I would think that when it comes to medicines to prep for anything that you want, if they're prepping medicines for you and not just telling you to take this, and that, but even if they are, that the dosages are in mind for what they are looking for with you and not necessarily anyone else. I do not know if we are live on Facebook and if we are live on
I'll check for you.
YouTube channel this morning, and if we are, then it's just my Androids are acting up on me, and they're on the plan to be replaced. So I apologize. We'll just continue with the broadcast. It could be Facebook. It could be And old Android, I don't really know.
You're not. You're not.
Okay, okay.
So
Then we,
I'll go. I'll go. I'll share the show
no,
to.
no. Okay, no.
No.
We will just continue doing the show, and when we're done, I'll post it up as a podcast everywhere because sometimes it will, in fact, pop on. I don't know what the problem is. I'm starting to wonder if the problem is with Restream. I'm starting to wonder if the problem is with Facebook, and I don't know anymore.
I do know that with
Just
Restream,
mind-boggling.
when I do my broadcast with Restream, before it starts, it asks if you want to share it out to your channels. Then you have to click on that, and you have to choose what like
Yeah,
Facebook,
yeah. Right,
Instagram.
I've done all that. Yeah, I've done all
Okay.
that. We should be sending to the YouTube channel. Actually, no. Let's see. We're not Facebook, so we have to go back in here. That okay, for some strange reason that didn't come on. But now let's see. We'll go back. We'll go out of there. And then back in. Oh no. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, we'll just go and do it this one. So apologizing will be a rough start when you go and watch it later this morning. We are sending to Facebook. We are sending to the YouTube channel. And I don't know. We'll just go ahead and do it, and we'll figure it out later. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get to the Facebook channel, but this is actually just a little bit too long. Anyway, Randy, tell people what's going on with the news, and I'll try to figure this out.
Well, you know how our illustrious Pentagon folks and our Secretary of Defense and both people, shit, people like that, they claim that these drones, 50 of them now, are not causing any issues. Well, the military base in Ohio actually had to shut down for over 4 hours because the drones were hovering over their military base. Okay. And I'm thinking to myself, these are, why haven't we shot them down? And I actually got slapped on Facebook for using that word, shoot them down. I had to use a different word. But these drones are obviously doing something. Okay, they're not just flying willy nilly overhead for 20, 30 days now, not doing anything particular. Especially since they're flying over military bases and government institutions. They're filming. They're doing something, and someone knows why, and they're not shooting them down. Um, there are some folks who say that the drones are looking for nuclear material that was stolen. Some say that they're the Chinese, they're Iranians, they're just civilians having fun. Some say they're aliens from another world. The point of it is that they're making the Biden administration does not need any help to look like they're useless, but they are. But these drones are flying over areas where they shouldn't be, and someone needs to take control and get them down and find out why. Uh, if we have to wait for Trump to get into the White House to find out what the hell is going on, that's pretty sad. But the fact that they shut down a military base for over 4 hours, what the hell's going on? Um,
Well, I think it is six. Okay, I'm going to get really upset. Facebook, figure it out right now in like 35 seconds. Figure it out. Okay, Facebook, if you can't figure it out in 35 seconds, I'm pulling the broadcast from Facebook and we'll go someplace else. This is a Facebook problem, and I'm just not going to deal with it anymore.
what's happening?
It won't load in. It won't load, and when it does load, it just keeps spiraling, buffering out, and then it bounces me, and I can't tell whether or not Well, we have to be on Facebook because if people are on Facebook and they're watching it, then it just means it's problems with my technology, and not. I'm just not happy with it. So I can't watch the broadcast except for on the Facebook, on
Okay.
the
Okay.
screen
So
with
you
three
okay.
colors. So let's go
So
ahead. No, let's
you
just go ahead with the broadcast.
okay. So you are live on Facebook. I'm seeing us
We are
now.
live. We are live on Facebook, but I have an Android tablet that just doesn't want to do it, and I have an
Gotcha.
Android phone that just doesn't want to do it. You doing the broadcast like we normally do, and I will
Okay.
share it immediately after the broadcast. If anyone is
Okay.
watching and they want to share it on Facebook, please go ahead and share it on Facebook. But for now, I know we're live on Facebook because I can see we're live on Facebook, but I have Android technology that just doesn't want to do it anymore. And that's why we upgraded to Windows 11 technology, and we're doing great. So anyway, Randy, continue on. I'm sorry I interrupted.
Okay. So let's go on with the updates on the military front. So North Korea sent like 12,000 soldiers, supposed to be his best soldiers, to fight alongside the Russians and Ukraine. But it would appear that it looks like, and people are agreeing that Putin is using these Korean soldiers as a buffer to protect his own soldiers because he's sending these guys, these Koreans, into combat without any type of true support. He just sent them into the Kursk Oblast area without any type of armored protection. Now, I don't know if you guys follow how military protocol is, or from watching TV, movies, whatever. But when you have infantry, those are your boots on the ground. Those are the guys who have a rifle and a pocket full of bullets, and they go into combat. But these guys traditionally, the English, the Australian, the Americans, our military strategy, we don't traditionally send your infantry in without any type of support. You usually have artillery that sits in the back where it's safe. And then if the infantry comes against an enemy that's greater than what they can handle, they'll call in an artillery strike. Or if it gets even worse, they'll call in to the nearest military base and they send out a couple of jet fighters and they blow up the enemy. Or in most cases, you have armored vehicles who go alongside the infantry, with the infantry being the eyes of the tanks and so forth, and the tanks being the big bad brother to protect the infantry. In this case, Russia sent thousands of North Koreans into this combat zone without any of that type of support, and they suffered significant losses, which would make sense. If I was the leader of North Korea, seeing my soldiers being used in that respect and being wiped out foolishly, I would order my soldiers back to North Korea to where they could be doing a better job of protecting him. But this is absolutely nuts. It's
Well,
almost like Biden in charge of the military for Russia.
I think Kim told his troops if Russia doesn't win, don't come back. Uh, and if he's not giving those troops that he sent, and it may be more by now, any support, and Russia's not giving them any support, that seems to tell me right then and there that, why is anybody there? Why is Russia there if he's not going to support his allies? He sent 11,000 troops. Why, why don't we both all just pack it up and go home? But I don't know. You tell me.
So who claims that you have to lose your position as the leader of a nation and go into poverty. Assad, uh, seeing the writing on the wall, transferred over $250 million in cash into Russian banks the past couple of years. So now that he has lost his country, he now can go into Russia and live the life of a multimillionaire. $250 million. Just think what that money could have done for his people who were starving and having illnesses and so forth, and really needed the money to make their lives better. But here he is, $250 million in the bank, Russian banks, and he's living the life of luxury. And Russia is leaving Syria uh, uh, in shame. I'm not sure if you're aware, but in those Middle East countries, when a person takes their shoe off and wave it in the air in your direction, it's a way of showing that you are disgust to the people. So as the Russian soldiers were leaving these towns, that's what was going on. These people were taking their shoes off and waving them in the air at these Russian soldiers. Um, but
But didn't one of the reporters a long time ago get in trouble for being at a Bush Jr. press conference and actually taking his shoe and throwing it
yes,
at
yes.
President Bush?
Yes,
And,
I actually saw that video. Bush is up there standing talking, and he ducks real fast as his shoe goes flying past his head. I can tell you one thing: the Russians were quick to jump on the guy who did that, and they rushed him out of the room.
yeah.
I
So
just,
I I wonder though if Putin is just smart enough that all this money and a comfortable place to live in Russia, and all of a sudden Assad gets picked up by a bunch of KGB agents, and they escort him back to Syria to meet his reward for having been uh, ousted as Syrian president. He goes in and takes over Syria. Although there's a lot of people now that have a claim on Syria. Evidently, Israel has a claim on Syria. So what do we know?
did you see about that Russian oil tanker that sunk in the Crimea? Crimea?
No, I did not.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's a ban on countries dealing in oil with Russia because
Yep.
of the war. So Russia's been trying to sneak the oil past the powers to be, but unfortunately, this particular situation, they lost one of their oil tankers. There was a group of oil tankers, and they came under attack in the Kerch Strait, and they lost 62,000 barrels of oil from that oil tanker sinking. But not to mention uh, the damage to the ocean as far as the pollution caused by the oil. Uh, it's just a sad situation, but it does the article doesn't say anything about the sailors being saved. I'm not sure if they had to go down with the ship or not, but the old saying where the captain goes down with the ship. I wonder if the captain went down with the oil tanker. Oh shit! Did you? Okay, so here's one for you. Being that you're Jewish and all, um,
Yep.
did you know or hear of a thing from Israel called the earthquake bomb?
Earthquake bomb. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, go
Bomb.
ahead. Go ahead.
Um,
Enlighten us, please.
tell you what. Let me. This is just a picture, Dave. So I'm going to share it with you. Okay.
Okay.
It's just a picture. Stuff. No audio.
No, 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 it's
Nothing.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. Send it through.
So here it comes.
Hang on just a minute. Let me get back over here. There we go. Ooh, that doesn't look like a happy Hanukkah present.
Yeah. So Israel has a bomb called the earthquake bomb. And for whatever reason, even after the fall of the Syrian leader and the collapse of the military, Israel just, I think this is yesterday, dropped this earthquake bomb on Syria. Look at that. It almost looks like a mushroom cloud.
It most certainly does not look like something you want in your backyard or your front yard
I mean,
either.
yeah, I'm like, well, you talk a little bit. I want to see if I can figure out what the range of that bomb is. Let me get rid of this here. There you go.
Thank you. So, it does look awful, Danielle. It does very certainly look awful. I do want to, at some point when we get a chance, go back to Gary brought up that he's scared of these drones, and we did start with the drones. Did anyone watch the Sunday morning talk shows on TV? I know that Secretary Mayorkas, Secretary may kiss my part of my anatomy I'm sitting on, was on the Sunday broadcast. Was on one Sunday broadcast. He didn't say much about it other than if it's anything bad, we will take care of it. Blah blah blah. And then Bernie Sanders was on with Kristen Welker, the host of Meet the Press, I think, and he didn't really. He said, "I don't know anything more than what I read in the newspaper," and I started to wonder how seriously he's lying because he's the United States Senator and he's got to have some information. Uh, I don't. I don't honestly. I don't
Go ahead and
honestly know.
share this image, Dave. This is an
Okay, hold on
image
a second.
of the
Oh,
drones from the other night. Look, all the blue dots are
yep.
drones.
Okay. Yep. So
That's
it
mom.
can't be right. It can't just be. You know. I mean, maybe as Mayorkas tried to say, maybe it's more people flying drones at night because evidently the FAA changed rules recently and some drones can fly at night now. He tried to make it sound like, the local pizza parlor is now delivering the pizza by drones. So there's going to be more drones up in the air. Amazon has drones delivering, and, I just don't believe that they are telling us the truth. I really don't. Not that they're going to tell us the truth. Not that even I don't know if when President Trump is back in on January 20th, if we will actually hear 100% of the truth either. But uh, it scares me because I look out at the sky and what you can see, I start wondering, hey, is China getting the upper hand on us now because they've got drones flying over us. Russia has drones flying over us. Everybody has drones flying over us. And if we tried to do it in Russia or in China, they'd shoot them down. So I don't see why we aren't. I don't see why we aren't shooting them down. I support everybody who says shoot them down, but find a safe place where you can snatch and grab the thing, take it in, figure out whose drone it is, and if it is a foreign government, then crush it up and send it back. You know?
What do you think of Israel's looking at annexing that large part of land in Syria? Apparently, the people in that area want Israel to take over their government there. It's a huge slice of the land,
it,
and it borders Israel. Do you think they'll take it?
if it can be done and it can be done peacefully, because that's what the majority of the people of Syria want, and Israel is in the position to do it, I guess you have to support it because you got to look at it from the same point of view. That I think Biden's hope was that we would go into Ukraine, we would defeat Russia, we would take over that little piece of Ukraine or take over all of Ukraine as the 52nd, 53rd, 51st state, and support them. Uh, Not that we should do it, but if other countries are going around the world and doing it, then what's to say that China or Russia or even Israel itself might decide to see if they can take down the United States.
Um, yeah, let me share this part here.
Okay,
Where are you?
I'm
There you
waiting
are.
for
Bum.
I'm waiting for it to come to my screen.
Having some ice cream
No, I said I'm waiting for it to come to.
onto your screen.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
So this area here, that's in pink, is the area that they want Israel to take over. So to do that, they would have to also take over the. Now is this the what is being referred to as the hold on a second, the as the West Bank.
Okay.
So is this in yellow the West Bank?
What is in yellow is the West Bank. Yes,
Okay, so it looks like then that
and that's it. The DMZ means demilitarized zone,
right. So it
and
looks like that
nobody's
the
fighting
people.
each other.
So it looks like the people want Israel to take over the this area here,
Yeah.
as well as what's in pink. Um,
Well,
my
what's in yellow, from what I understand, if what is in yellow is the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, it already belongs to Israel as a demilitarized zone. Everybody's trying to live together, and they're not supposed to be having wars with people who want to take it over. Uh, you have to wonder if Israel tries to take over the pink part of the map.
because
Does that launch a war with Lebanon?
because this article here says that Jordan braces an Israel annexation of West Bank looms. So I guess right now Israel doesn't have real control of this area, but it looks like it's going to happen. So when they
Right.
grab that, then the people are actually reaching out to Israel who live in this area, say, "Hey, please take over this land. We want you to protect us." So that's like a nice chunk of land. Me personally, the way I look at it is Israel gave up a shitload of land over the years to make the American presidents happy. Because so many times our president said, "Look, Israel, if you want peace, just give them a little bit more land. Just give them more land. Just give them more land." And Israel did. They kept giving land and land, and they never had peace. And
Yep.
it looks like they actually have an opportunity here to actually experience peace. And I think they should take the land back and control it and live a good life. The life that God said, this land is yours. I'm giving it to you. Go forth,
Yep.
kick out the people in there, seize the land. This is yours. I think they should take it.
I agree, but the big question is how is Lebanon going to look at this? Is Israel going to end up getting into another war with Lebanon? Is Israel going to end up getting into another war with Egypt? Uh, my big thing is when does it come down to the period that everybody there just realizes that maybe one day we can stop all this fighting and just live together. I mean, maybe we can't, but we're going into the December holidays. Why can't everybody just be happy? You know, uh, That's my serious question. Why can't everybody just agree to the things they can agree to, and the things that they can't agree to, maybe continue working on it until the one day we we agree. Uh,
We don't have a Christmas tree up yet, and
yeah.
uh, I actually went the other day to pull out the old artificial Christmas tree to put it together. And I got the box out. I separated all the branches, all the different colors for the sizes and so forth. I didn't have the damn pole to put the branches on. I looked everywhere. I couldn't find the damn wooden pole to stick the branches into. So I came to the realization that we just aren't going to have. So I threw it away, and you're right. And here, this lady has a real tree. It's beautiful. It's got lights on it. It's got decoration that she's giving away for free. She would even bring it to the house. So I think, oh, I would love the grandkids would love the tree. Thank you so
Cool.
much.
Cool.
But then
Well,
my daughter said, "Dad, is that a real tree?" I said, "Yeah, it's real." It's going to put the smell in the air. Dad, real trees are poisonous to cats. It will kill them. I said,
hey,
"Oh no, you kidding?" So I googled it, and sure enough, if cats lick or eat the needles of the pine tree, it will kill them. So I called the lady back. And I said, "Oh, I can't take the tree. We have cats. It'll kill them."
and she probably told you she has cats and they're just fine.
No, she didn't actually,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
she understood. So I told the grandkids, "I am so sorry. We won't have a tree this year."
Is there? See, the question that I would have asked was, your grandkids, do they have a tree at their house?
They do.
Well, maybe it's time to do Christmas at their house this Christmas
Yeah,
until you figure out. I mean, I
you
know that it's
you
I
don't
know that that's not
dynamic.
always the easiest thing to do.
No, it's not that. You don't understand the dynamics between my son, his wife, and us right now. Since I cannot drive, I haven't been able to drive in what 6, 7 years. Like I don't have a car,
Okay.
right?
Yep. Yep.
His wife won't have anything, anything to do with us. She won't pick us up to bring us to their house to visit, for a meal, for a kiss my ass, nothing.
Yep.
She
Okay.
wants nothing to do with us because we are not wealthy. We are not her parents. We can't do for her kids the way they can, and we are good for nothing. And that's the way it is, and that's what I've had to accept. It's
Well,
sad.
it is sad, and I hope that someday it changes. Uh, I do. I really do. Because life is too short, and the way we are all dropping at our ages, and even older and even younger, it's just I
You're
hope
absolutely,
people. I hope people take this to heart. That when you're planning your holiday gatherings, that you haven't talked to your parents in years, you haven't talked to your brother, you haven't talked to your sister, you haven't talked to somebody in years. Just get past it and sit down and do it. My father passed away on the 19th of December, and I believe this is 4 or 5 years that he's been without us. And the last thing he kept saying to me and my brother before he passed was that he wanted his two sons to get along. And my brother and I, as I had said, always had that Felix and Oscar relationship, and that's just how it was. And you know, uh, they're family, and you come to a point where you just want to be able to know that you love them and they love you, and that's the best you can do. I mean, it does sound a lot harder than it is in some cases, but but kind of like you're hitting around. We're not going to be here one day, and our grandkids are, and our children aren't going to be here one of these days. And I guess it's like I said, we got to kind of agree to disagree.
You know, the
Jerry
sad,
Michaels. Jerry Michaels said, "You're 100% right, Dave. If you don't, you will regret it." And yes, you will. Good morning, Jerry. Do you want to come on, or do you want to just be in the comments? I know this time of the morning you usually enjoying your morning coffee, doing stuff around your house while you're watching, but you're more than welcome to join us if you want to come on. And I do apologize for not being on the American Rebellion last night. I just this cold is out of my head, and I feel great. And then 15 minutes later, it's just back in. So I hope anybody who is going through this cold and cough and sniffling and all this stuff during this last few weeks, wherever you are, if it gets to a point where you think you need to go see a doctor, go see a doctor. I mean, I'm going to go see a doctor only because I need to just find out. There has to be something that I can do or learn to do that will make the sniffling with the sniffling go away. Can't this. Wait a minute. Let me this up so I can read it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Can't. Hang on there. There. Can't this AM Dave had coffee for and got stuff to do. Okay, Jerry, I understand, and I will make my best effort to be on the American Rebellion with Jerry Michaels and Company tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, on the American Rebellion blogger page here on Facebook, on the American Rebellion page on Rumble, the American Rebellion something on X, and just be there. Just be there. Just be there. And if you can't find it, I'll share it on my profile, and you can watch it on my profile. A great broadcast, a great guy, and you learn a lot. And I hope Randy Rhodes will join us. I don't know for sure if Chuck Cook will be able to join us tonight, because I know that he is working today and tomorrow, which is why he was not with us this morning. I'm jealous too. I don't know if you get jealous, Randy. Well, you work a lot with the genealogy stuff that you do, but I'm jealous. I hear all my friends are working right now, busting a gut to make whatever they need to shop for the December holidays, and here I am just telling everybody, well, I can remember when, but I'm glad that I'm not fighting the cars for the disabled handicap spaces, or even fighting uh, anyone in a parking lot trying to get a space, and then trying to avoid hitting people. And people in parking lots, especially during Christmas and Hanukkah and whatever else shopping you're doing in December, are stupid. I don't know if you agree with that or not, Randy.
well, like I said, I don't drive anymore, so I haven't been inside of a store in 6 years, which is sad. My son and his wife live 5 minutes from us, and I'll just ask them, could you and your wife come pick me up, take me to a grocery store? No, no.
Call the Council on Aging or whatever
Oh,
they call it, and ask them if there is non-emergency medical transportation, and then don't go into big discussions with them. Get the numbers and call them and
yeah,
explain to them you're on Social Security, uh, and find out if there is any kind of senior non-medical or medical transportation, because you might be amazed. We have two here in Jacksonville. One is completely, I guess, 100% free if you stay within your neighborhood. The other one, I think, is $6 each way, depending on how far you go outside of your neighborhood. And I have to call them and find out uh, what defines our neighborhood, only because I don't know. I honestly don't know. And sometimes
I
I
might
just want
be,
to go up. I want to
I
go
might
up the street and get my hair cut. Sometimes I want to go up the street and shop.
it might just be a point is I still have a little bit of time, and I'll probably do research today. We used to have a health insurance plan that had two different transportation features. One was
Yep,
medical transportation, where it was a
yep,
van or a car would come and pick you up, take you to the doctors, and only for doctor visits,
yep.
and then bring you home. The other one was a company called Pop Up House, where they would actually,
Papa Pals.
yes, they would
I
they would
know of them.
they would
I know
actually
of them.
spend an hour a day or more if you paid for it. But the insurance company would pay for 1 hour to take you to a grocery store, to walk with you in the grocery store, to bring
Yep,
you home, to just
yep,
come to your house
yep,
and visit and pay attention,
yep.
and talk to you. So I might just have to change, back to that insurance. And
I I I talked to was the guy who launched it a couple of times, because when we moved here to Florida and I was looking around for things to do, and I was still able to drive, and we still had the Toyota. I had talked to them about being a driver just because it would have been great. It would absolutely great for me. It would have got me out of the house. You're really worried about making money other than maybe covering the gas and the expenses of operating a car. But you hear me with you. I love to talk. I love to hear. And you see me with Bill Muckler when we do Red Friday morning. I love hearing the stories, the stories of back when my grandfather, my mother's father, would tell the best stories about how he could take, and they were fairly wealthy back then, but how he could take a dollar bill, take my grandmother out for dinner, take her out to a movie, buy her popcorn and candy, and my grandmother had the biggest sweet tooth, second only to my mother's. Uh, and then, you know, probably the last quarter was probably mixed in there at the beginning, bought her flowers or something when he went to pick her up. And, you know, I just, I love hearing those
are you,
stories.
you said it only cost $1 for all that.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're probably talking about the 30s, the 40s, you know, uh, 30s and 40s, back when a buck was worth a buck, or maybe even worth a little bit more than a buck. And I can only hope one day we get to that. And Donna told me the other day that she stopped on the way home from work at BJ's in Orange Park and filled the gas tank, and it was like it needed three quarters of a tank. It was like $26, and that's the lowest that we've paid. That's Yeah, that's the lowest we've paid in the entire 3 years we've been here, which was 263 was 30 cents less than it was when we moved here 3 years ago. So I mean, you know, hopefully President Trump comes in, goes on, and those prices come down.
Well, apparently, this Bitcoin thing is a rage right now. If you if you got in it when it first came out and bought the Bitcoins, they're worth like a hundred
Yeah,
$100,000 now.
when last week, if you bought a $5 Bitcoin and you threw it in a drawer or somewhere and forgot about it and pulled it out, it was worth $98,540.54. So now this week, it's quite possible it's up to 100,000. And people kept saying to me, "Well, how does that how does that work? You buy it and you sit on it. It's an investment. You know, I don't. You know,
Is it gold? What is it?
no. Well, I don't know what minerals go into it, but they mine the minerals and they make a coin out of it. And there are several different ways of doing it. You can invest in. I got tired of the serious Bitcoin miners and dealers who would message me all the time and go, "We understand you can't afford to buy a Bitcoin, your own one coin. So we take a bunch of you and we put you into one coin." And I just kept saying, I can't do that. If I'm going to do that, then I want to own the whole coin. If I should have bought $100 worth of Bitcoins when they were worth $5 when they were going for $5 a coin, and threw them in the drawer and forgot about it. Uh, I didn't think it would ever become a true means of currency. A, because you can only carry so many in your pocket, and B, I wouldn't want to be walking around with you know $100,000 a coin. I wouldn't want to be walking around with too many in my pocket. But you know, uh,
I can only imagine the guy who came up with the idea is a very wealthy man right
oh
now.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. And someone said to me, "Well, what happens when he's left holding the bag?" And I said, "What do you mean?" They said, "Now he owns all the Bitcoins, and each coin is worth $1 million. Well, obviously, he's going to have to sell them at $1 million or more to other people who are going to sit on them until they're worth more, or the value is going to drop out again. They're going to go down to maybe $100 a coin, and he's going to have to sell them and uh, and work them again." I didn't see it as, like I said, I didn't see it as any serious uh, means of currency. Your credit cards are great, but your bank debit card is really the best means of credit as far as I'm concerned, because you're only limited to what you have in your account or what you can overdraft your account, and you have to pay it back if you do overdraft your account. But you know, it keeps a lot of people from living above their means.
Hmm.
Uh, in some banks, it can be a plus. I've gone into banks and said, "Hey, I get a monthly Social Security check. For how much am I allowed to overdraft my account?" And they'll tell you. And if I run into a situation that I do, they're usually okay with it, because as soon as my check hits, they're going to take the money back. So it's not a really expensive use, but you really don't want to do it every month. But I don't know
Yeah,
who can afford to buy $100,000 Bitcoin these days. That's really my point. I really don't know who can afford to do it. Certainly not you or I. And if you're only buying $100,000 Bitcoin so you can go to a Tesla dealership and buy $100,000 Tesla, because Elon Musk supposedly at one time or another was only taking Bitcoins to sell you a car, a Tesla. You know,
you know,
I don't know how many of them he's selling. His sales seem to be way down too. I read recently that the holding lots have something like 50,000 of them sitting there, as opposed to uh, uh, up until now they were moving left to right. You always hear a new electric vehicle company coming on, and I go, I wish those people all kinds of luck. If that's what you want, go and buy one. But realistically, the gas, which is selling now for $2.63 a gallon under drill baby drill, drops to the 26.3 cents a gallon, which is a lot less than it ever would. You know, the people that held on to their fossil fuel cars are going to be are going to be golden.
Yeah, you're talking about overdraft and your checking account and so forth. I'd actually reached out to my bank. Uh, they are great when it comes to elderly people looking out for me. You know, if they see something that looks funny on a charge of my debit card,
Yep.
before they process it, they'll call and they'll ask, "Hey, did you make this purchase?" But I reached out to him one time. I said, you know, it's sad that my Social Security check, which is the largest of the two, hits on the third Wednesday of each month, but my rent is due by the third of each month. So we can never pay the rent on time because of the way our checks fall. So we usually have like $300 or so in freaking late fees every month. And she said, "Well, Randy," she said, "we know you now. We know that you get your checks, direct deposit. So we would allow you to overdraft your account by $500
Mm-hmm.
to cover your rent check if you want to start doing that, so you pay on time."
Right. Right. I
And I,
mean, they they make money. They make money off you doing that overdraft. I mean, it's still a lot more money than maybe it should be. I mean, the average, I think, you pay $30 for the overdraft, and of course, you can't use your account until you pay it back. But they tend to look for, even in real loans, they look for something that shows that you have it and you're going to be able to pay. It really is a terrible way of having to live, overdrafting your Social Security account, not having the money in the bank that you can use until you pay it back. But it is guaranteed, you know, that you can do it. I
well,
don't,
what
but
so what I so what I did, I reached out to my landlord, told him what the bank said, and he said he didn't feel comfortable, not know how his if something went wrong, right?
right,
Um, so what we did was we sacrificed big, and we gave him uh, over a period of a couple months almost the same amount as our rent in advance. So we're actually gave
okay,
him twice the amount that he needs. So we're actually in a
okay,
much better shape. So we're not seeing those late fees like we used to.
no,
But we sacrificed big time for a while. I will tell
but
you.
that's a big nut to swallow every month to try to do it. I mean, I don't know if it's rent control, but I think that when you are on a fixed income and you can cover so much, maybe you know, something has to be. I mean, there are landlords out there that will work with you. You know, not everybody is. Rent is $5,000 a month, and if you only give me $4,999.99, you owe me a penny, and I'm going to charge you 100% interest until I get it back. You know, uh, you know, there are landlords out there that will work with you, but I'm also the first one to say that Bernie Sanders and all these other people are out there talking about they got to get they tried to get minimum wage raised to $15 and they didn't get it. They tried now. He's talking about $17. They're all still talking about trying to get McDonald's people $25 an hour. Yet we got the 2.5% a 2.5% increase on Social Security, which on the average gave most people about $35 a month. You
Yeah.
know, you know, uh, And I don't know. Maybe things will get better once a bunch of illegal immigrants who are somehow getting money out of Social Security, even though they didn't pay into it, are gone. And maybe if they can afford to pay me what they pay me plus whatever they're paying a an illegal immigrant off of my Social Security money, then maybe they should just give it all to me.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
they got my. I hate hearing from them. Well, we're close to closing and running out of money. Well, you know what? You had my money for a very long time before I started asking for it back, and you were making a huge amount of interest off of it. So you really can't tell me that that you can't afford to pay me more.
Well,
So,
you know, uh, come January 1, my wife's and my, check increases by I think like $54 each. Um, and if I stay with my insurance company, they're going to reduce our premiums by 50 some dollars a month each.
that's
So
good.
uh, even with the $100, $125 increase in my house rent, we're still good to go. So it's sad that I have to start looking at this when you get to my age, and you see, people dropping dead all around you at the age that I'm at. I have to realize that at some point I'm going to be gone and gone forever. And uh, if I go before my wife, I need to make sure that she still has a place to live in. So I know that you know when I go, obviously there's certain things that we've been used and that she no longer has to pay for. Like the expensive internet connection and the computer stuff. So with my check, at least I know she'll still be able to live in this house if she wanted to, um, because I know damn well my son won't take her in. Okay, um, not much the fact that we still have these cats. Um,
The sad thing about that is, in some cases, I mean, we live with our oldest son, daughter-in-law, and our 12-year-old grandson, and dogs and cats and, and everything. But it's great. But I don't know. I guess sometimes you wonder about maybe she wants to live by herself,
well, my
or
daughter's
or or, or, or maybe
my
or maybe
daughter's
there's
still
another
here.
relative that she can go live with.
Well, my daughter's still here, and it's my daughter lives with us, so she won't be alone. I
Okay.
just thought, I know that at least with my check, because she'll lose hers, my check will still be high enough that she can live
Yeah.
here for X number of years. So she'll just have to, learn how. I guess that's a conversation. I
Yeah.
always want to have that conversation with her, but she doesn't want to have that conversation because it's sad,
It
but
is.
it's also a reality that we have. I need to make sure that she understands what she needs to do. If I go first, I mean,
That's true.
it's not like you know, what I guess what hurts me more than anything when it comes to my own personal family is that I'm doing genealogy and I'm looking at these families that go back hundreds and hundreds of years who looked after each other. Okay, they lived together or in close proximity, and they took care of each other. They protected each other against Indians and pirates and all kinds of bad things. They learned that family was important, and they had to take care of each other.
I
But then,
sympathize with
as I
parents so
moved
much.
closer to modern day time, the families broke up and they don't look after each other. They don't take care of each other. And that's sad.
It is. It is. And I think it's more just that they get to a point where your kids are now the parents, and they've got so much they need to do. And it's sad because you as grandparents still have so much you can give to you can be free daycare. You can be you know, I don't know if your grandkids want to be internet podcasters, but you can teach that to them. You know, I don't know.
I don't either. But,
I don't know.
it's a sad situation
It is.
when and again, I'm at that point where I got to start thinking, one of these days I'm going to be buried in the ground, and I won't be able to wake up. And that train of thought usually hits me when I'm laying in bed at night sleeping, and I won't deny that thought makes me cry a little bit, realizing that at some point in time I'm not going to be here.
No.
Yes, you'll be without me, Bubby. What are you going to do?
Death violates your contract.
Yeah, I know, I know. And you'll come out to my family for the difference in what I owe you. I know that. Um,
No.
but life is life, and damn that woman Eve for making me eat that damn fruit. We could have lived forever. No, she had to eat that apple.
Well, if they're right, and the DNA only lasts 120 years, I think after 121, you probably don't want to be here anymore. At least some some people. I mean,
I saw. I assume it's real. I don't know. I saw this one video of this female. I think she's Asian, but she's supposed to be like 160 years old, and it shows the kids, coming to her and tending to her and so forth. And I guess she's supposed to be real. I don't know, but
I mean,
good
yeah.
lord, I look at what's left of this
I,
person. I think
I
myself, I really want to live that long.
if my eyes don't work and I can't see what I'm doing, I don't know if I would want to be here anymore. I mean, I could imagine still doing this if I was 160 years old, but I got to be able to at least see what I'm doing. Um, you know, um, but, I don't know. Maybe you're just seeing more different things. Danielle says that we are frozen. Okay, well, I'm hoping it's a temporary freeze, but keep track on it, Danielle, and let me know. And if if it doesn't defrost, then we will look into it. It could just be internet. Internet here, internet in our local area is not as great as it could be, and we're battling
Hmm.
we're battling with with that. I'm watching us on like I said, I'm watching us on an Android monitor, which is well past its prime anyway, so I can't really get an accurate uh, an
I'll be
accurate
honest,
idea.
I don't see us live anymore, Bubby.
Let me see. I'm watching it. It says that we are live. Yeah, I'm watching it. It says we're live, but you know what? Facebook is such a pain in the rear end these days. Well, it does. Well, usually there's the red and white live circle around my profile picture of my skeleton buddy.
Okay,
But
there we go.
who
Okay,
knows?
I had to
Uh,
refresh the screen. I
yeah,
see us.
well,
I
yeah.
see us.
See, I don't know. I think I think I heard last night from a source that I trust that they're somebody is doing things to the internet, and I don't know if changes are coming. I don't know if they're going. Well, I'm here. I keep hearing from different camps. It's going to be better. It's going to be worse. I don't really know. We're just going to be here doing this kind of thing until we're told that we can't do it anymore. Because I would imagine that when you can't do it anymore, it doesn't matter where you try to go to do it. You won't be able to do it anymore, or it'll be priced so high out of reality that we can't do it. And I appreciate the people that tune in when they can. If we continue to have a lot of the technical problems that we have with Monday and Wednesday morning, then we may at some point decide to just do Tuesday and Thursday evenings because we don't seem to have a lot of the technical issues that we have with the broadcast freezing in the morning as we do in the evening. And anyway, it is it is 11:10. Do you want to continue to 11:30, or did you have to leave
Uh,
at
11:30 is fine.
Okay,
I'm good.
I'm just
Um,
making sure. I'm
I
just making
appreciate
sure.
it.
Okay.
So, what more damage do you think Biden's going to do before he leaves office in a few more days?
I don't. Well, supposedly there was talk of preemptive pardons for Liz Cheney and the January 6th committee. There were talks of preemptive pardons for Tony Fauci and possibly Bill Gates and other people involved in all the big issues. Uh, I think if Biden does pardon those people, he sets up damages that will hurt the Democrat Party for years to come. Mitt Romney said it best yesterday. I watched him on a brief minute clip of something, and he said that he feels that the Republican Party has become the Democrat Party of when it was, where the Democrat Party cared for workers and families, and that obviously uh, we gave President Trump a mandate, including Democrats voting with us, a mandate that it's time to do things. So, whatever I think Joe Biden can do to mess that up, he will. I think he's mad that he didn't get to run, even though he probably would have lost, but he didn't get to run for his second term. I think he may understand that he may not get his second term. He's done. I don't know if Kamala Harris understands that she's probably done, that they probably won't run her in the future. I keep hearing rumors that it might be Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton, and I can't see Hillary Clinton running to be anybody's vice president. And you know, so I don't really know. But yeah, I just think he's going to keep doing things to whatever he can to undermine whatever Trump may be able to do when he gets in. I guess one of the biggest hassles is evidently two Democrat judges resigned. I guess before resigned. I don't know if they were up for reelection or not, but they resigned, and Trump won, and now they want to take back their resignation. And I don't know the facts. I don't know if they're allowed to do that because evidently, supposedly, at this point in a president's term, they are not able. They're not. I guess they're not allowed to appoint judges anymore. And now it has to wait for the new president. Uh, so I don't know. And I've been saying for a while that I think Clarence Thomas will retire once President Trump is inaugurated. Not because President Trump was not inaugurated, but that now that a Republican is back in the White House, he will he will see that as a safe time to retire because Trump will be able to appoint another one. And I don't know who else is on the court that might retire, but uh, and don't get me started on the Supreme Court because I think personally there might need to be term limits everywhere, and I don't know what the term limit is. Obviously, 10 years for an FBI director is too long because it's 2.5 terms of presidents. So, and lifetime on the Supreme Court, I think, is too long of a term, depending on where you are when you got appointed. So I guess I'm happy here at Boogie with a little time term.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
You get the lifetime contract. You,
one of these days, I'm sure I'm going to log on and see a post that someone says that David Cloven should resign from Boogie with the Bull and find someone younger. You know, probably be Jen Woodruff because you know, she's still young and has a lot of life ahead of her. And, you know,
yeah, she's getting an empty house here pretty soon. Uh,
yeah,
I know
one,
she has still in high school, but beyond that,
yeah,
are they all getting married off?
I believe the oldest just got married. The one under him, I think, is engaged. I don't know about the next two. And Juju is the youngest, and she's in high school. So yeah, uh, but then again, that's the kind of thing when your house is empty and you're going to be home all day long, except for when your grandchildren come to visit or your kids come to visit you. Uh, you know, that's when uh, that's when you have time. That's when you have
Yeah,
time.
I mean,
You know.
uh, I guess was probably what's keeping my wife and myself in this house and not a nursing home as per se is our daughter because there's I'll get something in the mail from Amazon and it's like okay well I don't remember placing this order. Dad, don't you remember you were talking about that day? No, I don't remember that I did. Yes, Dad, you were talking about it the other day, and you must have went ahead and bought it. I said, okay, if you say I did, I don't remember. Or you know, if I walk out to the mailbox and I fall down the driveway, and she's here to pick me up, and she helps with the cleaning and stuff like that. So you know, I would I would have to say that she's what's keeping us from going into the nursing homes for now, anyways.
I hope in the near future someone comes along and starts facilities that are a step up from nursing homes and as close to assist for whoever of the two may need that. Because Donna turned 60 today and she's still capable of working if she wants to. And I'm going to be 63 next month and I'm for the most part not capable of working, and I don't need a babysitter anymore. But every few hours, somebody needs to you know, knock on the door and say, and if they hear me snoring, then they'll know I'm okay. Uh, you know, I, I hate when, I guess the example I use is when I'm in the hospital and you can hear all the test equipment with the needles or whatever strapped on your arm and on your nose or everything. It kicks in and it does its testing and it might wake me up. And then all of a sudden the phone rings and it's the nurse calling, "Are you okay?" You're sitting in front of a screen. Does it say I'm okay? Yes. You were snoring. Well, that's I'm okay. If I'm not snoring, then I'm probably okay anyway. But
My wife worked for an Alzheimer's nursing home. I don't know how she did. She worked there almost 15 years, and I would go in there sometimes and uh, to visit. And eventually, when my mother-in-law went there, but you, they go in there and they just sit down, and the people they're sitting in a chair. Uh, the TV time, right? So they bring all the ladies, most ladies, because the guys always die young. So they had these women all lined up in front of the TV set, and it's like you don't know if they're actually aware of the TV, or they're just kind of like sitting there in some kind of limbo land, and their mouths are drooling. They might have messed themselves. I mean, I don't know. First of all, I don't think I could do the job. I think there are women who do that, but I don't know if I want to live my life like that. Um, I'll go in sometimes and I'll say, Claudette, that woman's is flat, face flat into her plate of food. Oh my goodness! Then it says over and over, and he'll pick her back up, to clean off her face, and to be helped to be fed. Um, the Asian people, and I'm sure there's probably a couple other ethnicities, but they take care of their parents. When they get to that point in life where they need help, they're there. They take them into their home. They care for them. And that's the way it should be. Your kids take care. I mean, all the years that we took care of them as kids, they should at least have to pay back, equal number of years to take care of us
yeah,
in our old age.
my biggest fear is that will happen, and not in any proof that is what that will happen. I'll wake up in a home and I won't see people, and every time I try to call people, they'll be busy, or I got 30 seconds I can talk to you, Dad, or I got 30 seconds you know, you know I can talk to you, or they won't come and visit because the younger ones, I won't remember anybody, so they won't come because it's too hard on them to have to remind me who they are every time. Uh, and I joke with Donna, if you have to add the movie into a home, then you know what you do? You leave the computer power cord there and the internet connection going, and then when I really have no idea who I am anymore, then don't. You, know, you just leave the computer, and I'm going to open up the laptop screen. I'm going to plug my mic in, and I'm going to think I'm doing it anyway. I used to joke with her when I had the car service that at some point I hope we have enough money in the bank to buy like a house with 40 acres and a riding mower. And all I'm going to do on the 40 acres is grow grass. So that like every morning Donna will say it's time to get up. I'll get up, I'll go take a shower, I'll put a shirt and tie on, and I walk downstairs to the riding mower, or I'll walk downstairs to have breakfast, and then I'll kiss her goodbye and jump on the riding mower and just go out and drive for like 8 hours. And then when she's home, she'll call me and say, it's time to come home for dinner. And I'll come home for dinner and I'll go upstairs, take a shower, put on my sweats, come back down, have dinner, and go to bed. And and then or I'll fire up the video game unit and drive a police SUV off a cliff in San Francisco, which I totally did by mistake. But I remember for some odd reason, I think my grandson, who just turned 3, walked into the room where I was playing and he saw it happen and he just laughed. He just thought it was the funniest thing ever. Uh, you do what you gotta do. Get up every day and enjoy life to the best of your abilities. And go out and
I know I'm going to try real hard, but uh, come this new year, I'm going to do my best to try and add two new services to my genealogy, and that is to create puzzles from images of my clients' ancestors, as well as to offer like coffee cups with images of their ancestors on it.
oh,
Um,
please don't do that for me because when I see the coffee cups and I can't remember who the pictures are, I'm going to call the nurses and go, I'm going to grab this one off the shelf and call the nurse and go, I think this is in the wrong room. I don't think this belongs to me. You know,
oh my God, that brings back memories. When my wife's mother was in the final stages of Alzheimer's and stuff, we'd go visit her, and uh, she's always was a very given woman. And she'll walk up to me and she said, "Randy, take this and put it in your car. Don't let anyone see you." And it'd be, like a flower pot or a flower vase or a picture or something, right?
yep,
And she says, "No, no, no, go, no, go, put it in your car. Don't let anyone see you. Go, right?" So I'm walking out into the hallway, and I go out looking for a nurse. I said, "Hey," I said, "Ma'am, Mrs. Moore wanted to give this to me as a present. I'm pretty sure it's not hers to give. What do I do?" "Oh," she said, "that artist does it all the time. She'll go into someone else's room and she'll sneak something out and she'll put it in her room and hide it. So
yep,
thank you for bringing
yep,
it to me.
yep,
It does belong
yep,
to somebody else."
yep. Or, yep,
She turned into quite the
or,
cloud. That's what
or it would be my grandfather when I used to go before he passed away. I'd pick him up one day a week and I'd take him out and do do some shopping and usually take him and he'd stop at the store and he'd buy like 2 boxes of sweet and low. And when he passed away, we opened up his one of the cabinets in his kitchen and there had to be like 19 boxes of sweet and low for a guy that I don't even think used it. Uh, but my favorite was when we were at restaurants with him. He'd say, "Don't look," and he'd take the sugar container and grab all the sweet and low packets and stuff them in his pocket. But anyway, let's see. We're at 11:28.
uh,
Uh,
yeah. So we had a good time here.
we are.
We talked politics. We talked
We did.
military. We talked family. Um,
We got to
we
yell at technology that didn't work,
Yeah.
which will probably keep us from one day ever being as big as Steve Bannon or Alex Jones or Dan Bongino or, or, or others. Uh,
Yeah, it's uh, have you been just one last thing? Have you been following the weather uh, forecast these past few days? I mean, they keep saying about all this snow, this wind, this freezing rain. You know what? Nothing has happened here. In fact, it's been in the 50s where I live.
yeah, I I am following this week because Saturday I'm helping Donna at the same craft show that I was at with her this last Saturday, and it's supposed to be 51 degrees outside as the high here in Florida, and I'm not that to me is cold. So I I had a good time last week, but I am not looking forward to being out in the cold. So I look, I follow for that. Every once in a while, I'll look to see what storms are coming toward us since we're in Hurricane Alley, just to kind of have a heads up of what's coming here. But I don't think that most weather channels have a real idea of
Now,
what's going to happen until it gets here. But
these shows that your wife goes to, does she have like a pop up tent, or does she go inside the
yeah,
building
well,
and
there's
just
that's a pop up tent that she sets tables in under, and a booth, and sets up tables and
uh,
displays.
that
And
brings back memories. When I used to
yeah,
work for DirecTV, I always had the owner of the store had me doing all his outdoor events because I loved talking to people and I did a very good job of it. So I'd go out there, have to pop up two or three tents, get the TV set up, get the satellite dish up and running, get the tables out, and I just sat there and I made money.
oh
People
yeah,
the people, they were pissed off with Comcast and they wanted something different. And there I am with, what I had to do, and I made a lot of money. I made some. I got paid for the sales, but he made a shitload of money off me
yeah,
as a salesperson. Um, you know, uh, he loved me so much that he said, "Randy," he said, you're running my store for me. There's a house for sale right down the street. If I bought that house, would you live in it and then open up my store and close it and take care of everything?" And he paid, said sure. So
yeah,
we moved, not realizing that, it was, I mean, the house was okay. It used to be it was one of three houses side by side. It used to be a very large barn that was used to dry out tobacco that was converted. So overall, it was okay. Probably if I had to uh, compare houses, that was probably my uh, worst house to live in, but I did it. I was thinking eventually when I have the store to my own, but uh, there were some issues with the electrical where if I would turn on the air conditioner, I'd pop a fuse. If I turn on this, I'd pop a
yeah,
fuse. So eventually, he
yeah,
and I parted ways, right?
yeah.
And soon after I moved out, he had someone else move in, and the house caught on fire
Ouch.
because of poor electrical wiring inside the walls.
Mm,
Yeah, so I was very fortunate to get the hell out of there. But with that,
yeah,
folks, this is Randy from All Roads to Genealogy. I do have 2 spots on my calendar left. If you want to learn about your family, about your ancestors, uh, I'm here for you. I can do all kinds of deep dive searches. Everything is verified and accurate. I'm very cheap. I average between $3 and $5 an hour. That's how cheap I am. So if you're interested, please reach out to me, either the All Roads Phenome Geology group page or Randall Roads Messenger, or just tell Dave and then that you heard it here, and I'll give Dave a kickback on the sale.
oh, okay. We'll
There
talk
you go.
about stuff like that. Okay.
So you guys take care. I gotta go. Have fun, Dave.
All right, Randy. I'll see you later in the day. Hopefully tonight on the American Rebellion. Maybe the American Rebellion with Jerry Michaels is tonight at 7 p.m. on the American Rebellion blogger page here on Facebook, on the American Rebellion page over on Rumble, and somewhere actually over on X. And I think there's one place that I'm missing. But be over there tonight, Jerry Michaels. And let's see, Jerry Michaels Young, usually me, sometimes Randy, sometimes Robert Wallace, the Minnesota Madman. God, I can't remember anybody else. But, come on over there. Michael Anthony pops in a lot. And come over there and uh, have some fun. I hope you had fun this morning. We will be back Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. And we will be back this Friday morning. Then Michael and I hopefully will be back. And yeah, Rick Friday morning caffeine. Up and running again. I don't know. This cold is really just knocking me for a loop. Uh, my nose is very slowly decongesting. My chest is pretty much done decongesting, but it's just a miserable cold. And if you're watching and you have an idea or something you do that is natural for a cold, I would love to have that conversation because the inhaler does sometimes stuff, the carbon does sometimes stuff. And to be honest with you, I want to try the natural stuff and see if it does stuff. So let me know about that. Today's question that I forgot to ask because we just went off on other directions this morning. Today's question is going to be if President Trump contacted you and said that he would cover 100% of your expenses to go to his inauguration in Washington, D.C., would you go? Uh, you wouldn't be on Air Force One with him and all of those, but you get use of Trump Force One, the Trump plane, Secret Service motorcade, and Secret Service protection while you're there. And we'll be at the inaugural ball with him and family. And maybe later we can get a one-on-one with President Trump, a picture, and I don't know, some time to have a one-on-one discussion with President Trump. I would love to be able to live broadcast the entire event. So I would probably say 100% yes, yes, yes. And I'm not sure who I would bring. That was the other part of the question because I'm not sure that my wife would want to go, but she might. So, I don't really know who I would bring. But think about that. Answer that question. Throw that in there. Discuss it on Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock here on Facebook and the Unbelievable YouTube channel. If you like the broadcast, give it a thumbs up and share it all over Facebook. If you really like the broadcast, give it a thumbs up and share it from the YouTube channel. Please subscribe and like the channel. Please share from the Unbelievable YouTube channel off of Facebook. Everywhere you go on the internet other than Facebook, please take the Unbelievable YouTube channel and share it there. On some of the social media networks that you share it to, if you share it while we're live, they will get access to the YouTube live chat and be able to be part of the program. On some, you will not get access to the YouTube live chat. That's just the way it is. Be aware of what is going on around you. Pay attention. Listen to the advice of others who know more. Uh, Things may get worse before they get better. Things may get better before they get worse. I really don't know. Everybody may just be full of it. Things may just be fine. I mean, as I said the other day, I don't think that Tom Homan and company, along with a bunch of vans and the sheriff's department and the local police department and the state police and everybody are going to show up and these people are just going to say, okay, I've had enough, and walk out with a duffel bag and jump into the van and agree to go somewhere and be boarded onto a plane and leave peacefully is going to happen. But some of them may it may actually be that easy. I don't know. The ones that shouldn't be here, and the ones that we know shouldn't be here, should be the first to go, and that seems to be something like the 1 point something million people that Tom Homan has scheduled to depart on the first flights. You know, we have to do it. We have to do it. Okay, we've got to get control back. Okay, we've got to get control back. We've got to weed out all this money that we're spending on everybody else living in America right now and start spending it on ourselves and correcting things that need to be corrected here in this country and doing a better job than we are doing right now. And we can, I think, and we can do it, I think, relatively peacefully, and everybody will be happy. Michael Anthony didn't make it here today. I will try to get a hold of him and clear things up for Wednesday morning. Hopefully he will be here. Tomorrow night is Tuesday night. Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Believable Uncensored goes live again on the Dave Logan profile here on Facebook groups, and the Believable YouTube channel. And we try to get it shared out everywhere that we can. I promise. We're just going to get it out everywhere that we can. If life gets too crazy here on Facebook, even after President Trump's inauguration, it might just be time to go other places. I'm sorry I got irate at the beginning of the broadcast. This tablet is just on, it works great. It's just tired of doing what it's doing as far as me being able to use it to watch the broadcast, to make sure that at least I can see the broadcast. It's just having problems doing that. It needs to be replaced with something else. So I will take a look around my antique shelf and see what I can do to make it easier. But like I said, if you like the broadcast, give it a thumbs up on Facebook and take it and share it everywhere you can on Facebook. Because the more groups that you get it into, the more pages you get it into on Facebook, the more people have a chance of seeing it. And that's what it's for. If you're going to be on the broadcast, we have Monday and Wednesday with Randy Rhodes and I, and hopefully usually Chuck Cook joins us on the Monday and Wednesday 10 a.m. broadcast. And then Tuesday and Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, again here on the Dave Global profile, and we can get it on Facebook and everywhere we can take it and put it on from the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. If you know of social media networks off of Facebook that allow you to embed on a post, that means we can take the link to the YouTube channel and embed it on a post. And then that way, every time we go live, we will just be live. Hopefully, you'll get to use the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. I can't promise it, but that's what we want to do. My idea was not to just stay here on one place or two places and do it forever. It was to build it to where we could get it out on a bunch of different places all at the same time. So hopefully everybody can watch it and take part. I don't profess to know everything. Sometimes I admit to knowing nothing. And I enjoy having people come on and tell me and share their knowledge. I don't mind if you correct me on my knowledge most of the time. I don't have any problem. I like to learn just like anybody else does. So if you're interested in being on a Billy Willie Will broadcast, whether or not it's Monday and Wednesday morning caffeine or Tuesday and Thursday Billy Willie Will uncensored, please let me know. If on Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. you have a special broadcast that you can do or that you want to do, and we have to make arrangements for you and I and your crew and our crew, or just you and I, sometimes we have to do that. Okay, that's the best that I can do. But all you gotta do is message me on Facebook Messenger or email me at believeinthebull@gmail.com. Believeinthebull@gmail.com. You want to make this work? I think it works. I do think it works. I think sometimes we need to just trim the rough edges off a little bit and do a few things to try to get it out so that more people take part on it, more people watch it, and you get it everywhere that anybody on social media wants to watch. As I said at the beginning, I've heard that there are going to be big changes to the internet coming, and the people that talk to me do not know whether or not they will be for the best for the betterment of people like me and you that enjoy using social media for the way it was created, or whether or not it will be using social media the way that they want us to use social media. Okay? I don't know who they are. Well, actually, I have ideas of who they are, but we're not going to get into that discussion. We'll save that for Tuesday or Thursday, we'll uncensored, or maybe when it's my turn on the American Rebellion or other broadcasts that we could come on and do it on. Anyway, Double Beans for Victory. This Believe in the Bull broadcast is going to come to an end. You've been watching Believe in the Bull Monday Morning Caffeine, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. And if you have, like I said, any need for more information, why don't you come on the broadcast? You are more than welcome to come on. I do want to say I am extremely sorry to hear Farley Valorous' brother passed away. Marty, I'm sorry. And our most humblest thoughts and prayers and good vibes and else we can send to Farley and the Valorous family and Marty's family, and also a longtime friend or someone I've known on Facebook for most of the 15.75 years I've been on Facebook. Jen McCray also passed away recently, and that's two. And things always happen in threes, so I don't know, or maybe there's one that I missed. So if you're dealing with the loss of someone recently, again, uh, positive vibes, bright light, prayers, whatever we can do to make it better for you is what I'm saying right now. And like, agree to disagree, get your family together, talk it out, enjoy your dinner, break bread, because as my dad used to say, life is too short. And before you know it, the one where you got to talk to me after you're anymore. Talk to him after you're gone, but it's not the same as sitting down face to face, and you can just talk through whatever you need to talk to, and just hope that things work out. And on that note, Double Beast for Victory, this Believe in the Bull broadcast is going to come to an end. One last thing, this is the last thing. The group Trump and Conservative News Daily. Trump and Conservative News Daily is sitting around 1,500 plus members right now. We would really like to get that group up to 2,000 members plus before Monday, January 20th, the inauguration day for President Trump as the 47th President of the United States. Just like the name of the group implies, it's a Trump group. It's a conservative news daily group. So if you post conservative news daily on Facebook and you post Trump news daily on Facebook, please start joining Trump and conservative news daily and post and post and post and invite your friends to join and post as well. Then we will grow that group and grow that group and grow that group. MAGA News Nation. MAGA News Nation went private a few months ago. If you have any MAGA news to share from your state every day or anywhere in the nation that you find MAGA news each day, join MAGA News Nation private group and come in there and post it and post it and post it and bring your friends into post and post and post. MAGA News Nation is sitting at like 435 plus members right now. We'd really like to get that up to 1,000 members before Monday, January 20th, and then President Trump's inauguration day as 47th President of the United States. Also, Conservative Freedom Defenders. Conservative Freedom Defenders. Sessa's group that I've been a part of since he started it. I think it was sitting somewhere between the upper 700s and the low 800s the last time I took a look at it. Please join Conservative Freedom Defenders and do the same thing. Do the same thing. It is a group of conservatives defending freedom here in the United States, a Christian conservative group when I joined it because I'm an admin in that group. And I'm a very good friend of Art Sess's. I did ask if we could just adapt it a little to Judeo-Christian values that we would cover everybody. Judeo-Christian values, or even Christian Judeo values that Christians need to be listening first. I'm okay with that. So, Conservative Freedom Defenders, which is a private group, please take a look at that. If you are an admin or a group owner of the Conservative Patriot group here on Facebook and you want to apply for your group, let me know. Come on, and you'll get a chance to do it, discuss it, and hopefully you will just build and build Conservative Patriot groups, MAGA groups, and other groups here on Facebook. And if we don't get it going, if Facebook doesn't get back to where it was before conservatives and conservative patriots and MAGA people became garbage on Facebook, then you know what? At some point, it's going to come time to just pull away. So if you're not on Truth Social, join Truth Social today, right now. As soon as we're done, type truthsocial.com into your browser. When you get there, click that you want to sign up. When you become a member, follow Dave Glovin and join the Pretty Visible Uncensored group over there. And we will build that group up each day. I originally set the group up on Truth Social so that we could use the YouTube channel to be live, and I just sometimes I put so many things on myself to do before a broadcast or during a broadcast, and like I said, I just want to kick it up to the next notch and get the broadcast everywhere we can, and then work on, like I said, the rough edges need to be trimmed a little here and there, and before you know it, We'll all be sitting here drinking our coffee every morning and enjoying the conversation. And maybe we'll even come up with solutions to help save the United States of America. It actually can be done. Anyway, I'm Dave Bowman, Double B through Victory. This program is a broadcast. Monday morning